εξαλείσαν αδείξας, καταπέμψας αυτής το πνεύμα το Άγιον και δι' αυτό το ενοικουμένης αγινεύσας φιλάνθρωπε δόξα. Βασιλεύ ουράνιε παράκτο πνεύμα της αληθείας, ο πανταχού παρών και τα πάντα πληρών, ο θησαυρός των αγαθών και ζωής χορηγός, ελθέ και σκήνωσον ημικαθάρισον ημάς ο πάσης κυλίδος και σώσον αγαθέτε ψυχάς ημών.
On behalf of the board members of St John's Community Care, I welcome everyone here tonight and especially acknowledge and sincerely welcome our guests. His Grace, Bishop Bartholomew, most likely member for Mulgrave, Terry James, Councillor Trevor Tim, representing our Mayor Amy Eden, Anna Brosnan, Director Child Safety, Parish Priests, Father Soterios and Father Evangelos, Mr Theo Bakalakis, Chairman of St John's Community Care, CEO of St John's Community Care, Sonia Davies, Chief Operating and Financial Officer, Mr Drong View, Lucy Del Santos, Director, Redlinch Daycare Centre, fellow board members, St John's Community Care staff, volunteers and Redlinch Daycare Centre staff, parishioners, and our clients who inspire and encourage us every day. A warm welcome to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome back to Cairns His Grace, Bishop Bartholomew. Bishop Bartholomew's continued support and guidance to everyone associated with St John's Community Care and our parish is greatly appreciated, and we sincerely are grateful that he could be here with us tonight. I now respectfully invite His Grace to share with us a message from His Eminence, Archbishop Makarios.
I too, dear friends, would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, elders past, present and emerging. My dearly beloved, it is with great joy and heartfelt gratitude that I take this opportunity to extend my warmest greetings and blessings to all the members, supporters and friends of St John's Community Care as we reflect on another remarkable year of service and dedication. This esteemed organisation, under the auspices of our Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Australia, continues to shine as a source of compassion for the people in Queensland. First and foremost, I wish to acknowledge and congratulate Chairperson Mr Theo Bakalakis for his visionary leadership that has been instrumental in guiding St John's to new heights. I also extend my heartfelt appreciation to the esteemed members of the board and management for the diligent governance and strategic oversight. To the staff and volunteers, I offer my deepest gratitude. Your tireless efforts and compassionate hearts are the driving force behind every service rendered. The impact of your work is immeasurable as you continue to provide essential services to the elderly, people living with disability, those experiencing mental health challenges, and the homeless. Each life you touch, each person you assist, each act of kindness you perform echoes the words of our Lord. Assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. By serving others, You serve Christ himself, and your reward will surely be great in the kingdom of heaven. As we look to the future, I encourage all of you to remain steadfast in your mission. The challenges may be many, but the rewards are eternal. Continue to draw strength from our faith and from one another. Let the love of Christ guide your every action and decision, knowing that you are doing his work on earth. In closing, I offer my prayers and blessings to all of you. May God grant you strength, wisdom, and courage as you continue your noble work. May he bless every member of St. John's Community Care, from the leadership to the volunteers, and may he bless those whom you serve. Let us all strive to live in a way that honors him and reflects his boundless love for humanity. In Sydney, May 2024, with fervent paternal prayers, Archbishop Makarios of Australia, Primate and Exarch of Oceania, and President of the Holy Eparchial Synod of Australia. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Grace. As a service provider, it is imperative that our clients feel they can depend on us for reliable and trusted support. And the presentation of annual reports provides St. John's Community Care the opportunity to provide our clients and the community with an invaluable insight into our community's activity, funding and delivery of services over the past year. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the Chairperson of the Board of St. John's Community Care, Mr. Theo Bakalakis, to present his annual report.
Good afternoon, everybody. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners, elders past, present and future, on whose lands we meet today. Serving with St. John's Community Care Board of Directors is both an enormous honour and a special opportunity to collectively express our deep commitment through our mission for enriching people's lives and to provide the best care. This year's annual report provides a wonderful showcase of the significant and essential contribution that St. John's Community Care's 350 plus committed staff and volunteers make to the lives of those they serve. And we are inspired by the unwavering commitment to this important work. The year ahead promises to be no different. In June this year, we witnessed the opening of Estia on Arlington, our seniors independent living at Clifton Beach, by His Eminence Archbishop Makarios, Primate of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Australia. Estia will become home to 32 residents and is stage 1 of a 64-place residential facility. Our focus remains to transition the organisation's culture from compliance to excellence through innovation while continuing to respond to recommendations from the Royal Commission into aged care, quality and safety. We approach the next phase of growth and deepening community impact with excitement and continued aspiration to bring to life our vision of communities where all are cherished and supported to live full and meaningful lives. It is a great privilege to work with the committed and experienced executive leadership team focused on providing the best care for everyone. We thank our St. John's Community Care staff, volunteers and supporters for your care, knowledge and passion for those we have the privilege to work with. It is a privilege and an honour to recognise the commitments and efforts of my fellow board members. I specifically acknowledge Chas Janarakis for his professional engineering services in the construction of the Estia on Arlington Seniors Independent Living Project. Thank you, Chas. We acknowledge the support of His Eminence Archbishop Makarios for his wise counsel and guidance and for his dedication and commitment to the success of St John's Community Care. Our sincerest gratitude is extended to our Chief Executive Officer, Sonia Davies, Drong View, our Chief Operating Officer, and the executive team whose dedication and commitment to excellent performance empowers our organisation to rise above the challenges to continue to deliver on our vision, mission and purpose. Our excellent financial results, as showcased in this report, are the deliberate results from our dedicated, passionate and talented management team. Prudent financial management allows the board scope to support and approve additional proposed capital and operational expenditure in line with our strategic plan. We extend our thanks to our auditors, BDO North Queensland, led by Greg Mitchell, for their ongoing excellent service to our organisation in their auditing capacity. We look forward to the opportunities that are ahead. Our foundations are sound and we are ideally positioned to innovate and grow our organisation, seeking better ways to deliver on behalf of our participants. I am proud and grateful to be part of the St John's family, playing a small part in a wonderful history of supporting those in need. After more than almost 3 decades, our mission is undimmed, enriching lives with people of all ages, cultures, beliefs and circumstances. I would like to pay tribute to the work of each and every one of my fellow board members for their wise stewardship, hard work and fellowship. I take this opportunity to acknowledge and express the board's gratitude of our employees and volunteers who have supported over 6,000 plus participants over the past 12 months through their diverse roles. We are humbled by your resilience, dedication and unwavering commitment in support of our participants, living meaningful, connected and full lives in their own homes. As we look to the future, we hold on to the legacy of providing quality age, disability and mental health care to those in need, treating one another with kindness and demonstrating our values of excellence, integrity, respect and compassion. We hope you enjoy reading our annual report and we look forward to another successful and rewarding year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Theo. As a board, we enjoy the support of a highly professional leadership team led by our CEO of St John's Community Care, Sonia Davies, who will now deliver her report.
Thank you, Chaz. If you asked me to describe this past year in a few words, it would be service excellence. We've focused on a culture that places our customer experience first and one that promotes compliance. Our commitment to meeting and exceeding customer expectations, along with our motivation to continuously improve, is commendable. A big thank you to all of our new and existing clients across the state for your continued faith in us to deliver a service that does meet and exceed your expectations. Evidence of this service excellence is found in everything we do, and in particular, we continue to grow and expand our services across the state. In some areas, such as Innisfail, our growth has increased by almost 30%, and as a result, we're expanding in the region, and we've commenced a new lease arrangement in the office space in Town Square. In Cowan, we purchased the state-owned building where all our services are provided from, and this continues to have unparalleled benefits to the elders in the community. We were very fortunate to visit Coy and the team in Cowan, and it's always an inspiration to be present. We have secured a new lease in Townsville, where we've relocated our existing office. This marks our 4th year at the Tagum Square for our Brisbane office, and our second year at the Irville Shopping Town in Cairns. We believe that our intention to be present and more accessible to our members of the community adds significant value to the work that we do. The Mareeba Centre has grown significantly, with 3 times more people attending than last year. Our Cairns services continue to grow at a rate of 25%, and we've continued our work with child safety. Thursday Island continues to maintain our services, with Drong and Effie visiting them in April this year. With the completion of Estia on Arlington in March 2024 this year, this has been a monumental milestone to fund and build such a significant project. In executing the board's vision and strategic direction, to diversify the organisation's future is nothing short of outstanding innovation from our board of directors. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the board, in particular Theo, our chair, for your continued support and inspiration for me to carry out my role, and to His Eminence Archbishop Makarios for his unwavering commitment to the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese and his support to St. John's Community Care. To our care staff, client service planners, finance and administration, and leadership teams, I would like to thank everyone for your commitment to the work you do in making the difference and enriching the lives of people every day, as it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Another person who is also part of our highly professional leadership team is Mr. Drong View. He is our Chief Operating and Financial Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Drong to present his report.
Thank you, Chaz. Good evening, everyone. St. John's Community Care has had another successful year. We continue to be forward-thinking and innovative in our approach, and our team continues their great work with more precision and excellence in the year. You'll see behind me a few stats, and I want to cover off on some of the key performance areas that the team's achieved throughout the year. Our home care package continues to increase year on year. If we're looking at the last 2 years, we've increased by 85%. During the year, we serviced over 1,000 home care package clients, generating $14.5 million in the year. We are confident our home care packages will continue to grow, and we will be ready for the changes that are to come on the 1st of July in regards to the Support at Home program. The other program, the Helping Seniors Secure Their Homes program, continues to be a significant program for us, our community, and also local businesses. We continue to work closely with the department to provide this much needed service in our Cairns region. Our residents do feel safer living in their own homes with these additional security measures. $6.8 million have been spent in the Cairns region, and a significant portion of this has been directed to our local businesses. In regards to our Commonwealth Home Support Program, we continue to comply with the program requirements and meet all the targets set by the department. There is currently a high demand for a number of our services, domestic assistance, where we've delivered over 41,000 hours, and also home maintenance services, where we've delivered over 17,000 hours. We manage the demand through prioritisation and using the department's flexible provision. Also, the CHIPS program will be extended to 2027, and the department has made this announcement not too long ago. There will be some changes in the new year, and given our experience working within this program, we'll be able to adapt to those changes. We have strengthened our NDIS process as well, and we do engage directly with the NDIA to ensure that we provide our clients with the best services and best support. We delivered over 200,000 hours to participants and generated about $8.4 million in revenue. Again, we are in a very good position to help navigate the challenging NDIS landscape. Estia on Arlington was a major project completed in the year. It was a $90 million project. Our board, management, and operational teams have played a significant part in getting this retirement village up and running. We look forward to more residents joining us in the new year. To assist with our growth, we continue to invest in our infrastructure and people. As Sonia mentioned, we purchased the Cowan Centre. We invested over $500,000 to open a new centre in the Townsville Shopping Centre. We invested $450,000 for a new office in Innisfail, which will be open very soon. And we also invested over $50,000 in course fees to help our employees gain additional qualifications. We will continue to make these investments to ensure that we've got the right people, facilities, infrastructure to provide the best quality services to our clients and community. Greg and the BDO team sent through their apologies, but in terms of our financials, we got another clean audit report this year. So thank you to Chris and the team again for getting us through that audit. I would like to acknowledge and thank all the leads and the team members in making this year another successful year, and I look forward to continuing our work together in the coming year. Also, I'd like to thank Sonia, Theo, and the board for your support and guidance throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Drong. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker tonight is Lorraine Pools. Lorraine is one of Australia's leading aged care consultants, specialising in supporting and mentoring aged care providers. She's involved with non-for-profit aged care boards, served on the New South Wales Medical Board for 10 years and has been active in various advisory roles related to aged care. Unfortunately, Lorraine is unable to be here in person tonight, but we will now present her video presentation.
Hi everyone at St John's. So happy to be presenting to you today, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I will be there next year or later this year to support you through the transition with Support at Home. So let's get started. I know it's a very exciting time. It's also a little bit of a concerning time for some providers. Just going to go through some high-level changes in home care, which I think is of great significance to you as the board of St John's. Most of you know a little bit about me. We've been working in the home care sector and aged care sector since 2009, and we have a team of highly experienced consultants providing support to the sector and to government, and we've recently just started doing some international work around care management and home care. Today, I wanted to present to you what we know at the time about Support at Home. Things are changing. We know that the Support at Home program is meant to commence in July 2025. However, there may be the possibility that this will be delayed again. So at the time today, the information I'm providing to you is as current as possible. Let's have a look at what's happening in Support at Home, those possible high-level impacts for St John. And I know that you've already done a huge amount of work in that space. I received some communication from Sonia, and I feel quite confident that you're well and truly thinking about this. You're not burying your heads in the sand, so well done. Again, most of us know we've been working in business for quite some time. All of our businesses go through different phases. We know that in 2017, your home care service and 2017 rapidly expanded and you reached a peak. We're probably going to go through a bit of contraction with the Support at Home programs, but hopefully you won't stay in the trough and you'll continue to grow. Very typical for us to go through these cycles, but the challenge for us is that we are very dependent on government's decisions and government's funding. And across the country, providers are at different phases in their preparation for getting ready for the reforms. So what we would say at LPA is that there's a significant risk if we don't start to restructure or redesign our home care services. Most of you would probably know this, but I thought it's a really good diagram just to show you where the current government funding is for aged care. And if you look at our Commonwealth Home Support Service on the left, there's around about now, probably about 50,000 people receiving Commonwealth Home Support Services. That's a grant that you get from government, of which St John's is providing quite a large amount of that, of CHSP services, and I'll come to that a little bit later. Then we have our home care packages, and then we have residential aged care and other different funding streams. Now, if you look at this diagram, in home care packages, we have about 280,000 people. We get a 10% package management and a 15% package management, 20% care management for our home care packages. That's the industry average. And we have $3 billion worth of unspent funds in that program. So for government, if you're looking at the Commonwealth Home Support Program, where there's no package management, there's no care management, and we are providing services to almost 900,000 people for around about $300 million, you can start to see why, given the changes in demographics over the next couple of decades, why government will be looking to combine both of those programs. And most older people would agree that our aged care system is a little bit complicated. Really busy spaghetti diagram, but it gives you an overview of what supported home will look like eventually. An assessment done by an external assessor, and then individuals, older Australians, will be fed into different service streams. This integrated assessment tool is using validated assessment tools, so that we're measuring apples with apples. Whereas at the moment, the assessment tool is very subjective, so the assessor can decide, whereas this is going to be done using the integrated assessment tool. Next July, in theory, we know that the aged care bill has to be passed in Parliament, and Minister Wells has promised that that will happen by Christmas. So in the industry, we are holding her to that promise. Supported home, home care packages, and anyone new coming into the program will go through the supported home program and all its iterations. Your current home care package clients will be grandfathered, but there will be some transition issues for your current home care package clients. Your Commonwealth Home Support Services will transition across by 2027, remembering anyone new coming into the program can either access supported home or go in via Commonwealth Home Support. This is the latest information that we have around a guidance for providers, and I think the most important part for St John's Executive has been the contributions, the provider payments, and of course the service types. But look at this graph. This for your organisation, I think, is a wonderful thing, because you are only going to grow just because of the sheer volumes. You're already a reasonably large service. So I think if you can hang in there during this transition, you are going to come out the other side. So what we want to do, if we are going to have to rethink or restructure, some people don't like using that word, let's call it redesign. We really want to be more competitive and sustainable in the future. And you're small enough to be agile, whereas what we're seeing with some of the larger providers is that it's becoming really difficult. It's going to be really difficult for them to have to make decisions because of the infrastructure that they have. So let's look at the headlines. Increase in the number of packages over the next 10 years, quicker access. There will be a deeming process. St John's will be fine. New classification system, 8 levels, plus restorative care and end-of-life care. Those two programs are new, I think they will be, in the early days, low volume. When we talk to providers, there's not a lot of end of life being provided in package care. Then, of course, there'll be quarterly budgets. The biggest issue, I think, is that the prices will be set by government, but that's no different to our Commonwealth Home Support Program, where you accept a price from government, and those prices are yet to be announced. Our total program is moving to activity-based funding. There'll be service registration categories, service types, and government has grouped these into 3 different areas. So clinical services, independent services, and everyday living. And why this is significant is because for clinical services, which includes care management, there will be no contribution from older Australians. And I'll go through in a little bit of detail around what those contribution rates will be, because I think for you that's going to be an issue, and government has a part to play in educating the community about this change. So the package management that you currently get will be eliminated, and that will happen from July next year. So that's the administrative costs will be rolled into your unit price. However, if you're not selling any widgets, you're not selling any services, how are you going to recoup that package management? And then the care management, which is currently around 20-25%, is capped at 10% of the classification. Now that 10% will be pooled, and it will have nothing to do with older Australians in terms of how you use that funding. There's a much more clinically focused model of care management. Definitely, we're seeing that the supported home is no longer about low-level, early, social programs. It's more about healthcare. Now, we may not agree with that, but that is the direction of government. Older Australians can still access those lower-level services. However, depending on their pension and income status, they will have to contribute for those lower-level services. And there will be a dedicated assistive technology and home mod scheme, which we think is good as well. So participants, this is the area that I think you really wanted me to focus in on a little bit, which is that participants, so people will be called participants. We've had service users, clients, consumers. Participants will contribute to service costs based on their needs. Services Australia will assess the contributions. No contribution for clinical services. Full pensioners will pay 17.5% for everyday services. So if government pays, say, $100 for a service, pays us a subsidy, full pensioners will pay $17.50 contribution. We're very worried about this. 5% for independent services and some other services that will depend on their means. And existing participants, so the clients that you've currently got, will pay the same or less. So you've got this period of transition. It will be new people coming into the program, and when your current clients or consumers get reassessed. The challenge is that we as providers will have to collect that contribution, and our subsidy will be clawed back, will be reduced accordingly. So it'd be very foolish for us not to collect those subsidies, not to collect those contributions. So let's have a look. I just want to give you a back of the envelope scenario of a provider that we've been working with, and we've changed some of it so it's not identifiable. But this is very easy for you to do by looking at your annual aged care finance report. Annual income, $13 million for home care packages. This provider on the Commonwealth Home Support Program breaks even. The package management income is $2.1 million. The legislative rate is 15%. Care management income was $2.5 million, and the legislated rate is 20%. So the total of those two is 4.5 million. In the new world, there'll be no package management, so that will be a loss of 2.1 million. Regardless of what happens, we will lose our package management income. The care management, which is 10%, will be a loss of 1.25 million. So that total loss is 3.3. So let's extrapolate that out for where St John is, and it may well be a significant drop for you. So the care management could be more or could be less. For you, it might be more if you were able to convert some of your CHSP clients to receiving care management, which is more than likely. But the recouping of that lost income will only be possible if there's an increase in your volume or the utilisation rate. So I'm not sure what your utilisation rate is of your packages now. And the prices, if the prices by government will meet that shortfall. And I don't think that is possible. So that's where we need to be thinking about it. And I don't want to alarm you because I know you're already doing some work. For your organisation, you've got 4,000 CHSP clients. That's a big, healthy number. If this part of the business is profitable, if your NDIS part of your business is profitable or you're breaking even, then it won't be such a big problem. And it might even be better if you're able to get, of those 4,000, a 10% care management, because I know that you're already doing care management for many of those clients. Your total home care packages consumers is 750. So your package management income will cease and your care management income will reduce to 10%, and the prices will be set for government. Some of those prices might be higher than you're currently charging, or they may be lower. We don't know yet. Your decision as a board is how long do we wait to start informing our decisions. When you look at the service list, do you want new products, new markets? Do you want existing products into new markets? Do you want new products into your existing markets, like the ANSOS matrix, that's called? Is your business model ready? I don't think you would be thinking about exiting home care, but there are providers who are thinking about that as to whether it is something they want to remain involved in. Very quickly, most of us don't charge a daily fee in home care packages. It's almost unheard of, but it is possible for us to, but because of the competitive environment, most providers don't. Income tested fee, we are expected to collect income tested fee, and we will be expected to do that in the future. And we know that that is really challenging. So imagine what it will be like when each service level, apart from clinical services, will have a different contribution rate. Consumers with unspent funds often avoid paying the fees because why would they? And we've got this market-driven environment, and it's time-consuming, it increases complaints, and it can stress older Australians. We have to collect those contributions post the service, and our systems have to be ready for invoicing, recording, and subsidy. We work a lot within the sector, and we have not seen a software program that is ready for this. No software provider is ready for this because we don't know the final details. But the cost of collecting, which was previously covered by your package management fees, will now be included in your service price. No different to NDIS. So reviewing your systems, Sonia has already commenced that work. The team has commenced that work. Making sure we have a really good service agreement if people are not going to pay fees. So those credit controls, with which in our current home care packages have not been an issue, will be an issue in the future. So the risks, if you don't start thinking about how you will change your model, is that, of course, your financial health and your efficiency and your competitiveness. We have coped with redesign of our models in the past. Think about consumer-directed care in 2015. Everyone thought the world would stop and it didn't. 2017, lots of growth, lots of new entries into the sector. The challenge is that we've got 17,000 registered NDIS providers all waiting patiently or maybe impatiently to become aged care providers. We know in residential care, we've had the introduction of the 24-hour RNs. The demand for home care is increasing. It will drive your program growth, and I feel very confident that St John's will be ready for it. So the key questions that back of house will be working with your organisation is understanding what volumes we do in each of those services. One of the things I did want to point out to you was that cleaning or domestic assistance will be capped at 52 hours a year and gardening at 18 hours a year. So that might be an issue for you, having a look and examining how many of your consumers in home care packages would be getting more than that a year. Remember, there'll be a transition period. There'll be a grandfathering period. Do you provide unfunded care management to your Commonwealth Home Support clients? If you do, start documenting that so that you can be ready. You might need to redesign the face-to-face. I think you're probably doing that anyway because you would want to be efficient. The care management is the big area where we know that providers are worried. We are agitating for that 10% to be increased. Whether that will happen, I'm not sure. But remember, government has had access to our financials for quite some years now. Think about the impact on those support roles. What might have to change there? Your subcontractor management, many of the subcontractors will want to become providers in their own right. And of course, your finance team. If we thought that consumer-directed care, budgets and statements was a lot of work, just watch this space for support at home. And of course, you're already looking at your ICT. Just wanted to finish off because I think the pooled care management is the area that a lot of providers are worried about. And that is really that the 10% will be pooled. So that means that if Lorraine needs 10 hours this week, that's okay. Someone else only needs 1. So it won't, whilst you'll have a 10% budget, won't necessarily constrain you from providing care management to someone because it goes above their allocation of funding. And there's more to come around that. Care managers will be doing lots more monitoring, health check-ins. If you're going to provide restorative care, clinical care, you've got to have a clinical lead. All of these are areas that we can work on. Really quickly, just wanted to show you some analysis that we've done on what some of the pricing is. We're very concerned about care management. The first IHACPA study had it at $58 an hour. We're pretty sure that it will be significantly higher, but there's the areas in red are the ones, the services where the study recommended a higher price. So it is a little bit of a concern. Many of your Commonwealth Home Support clients will need care management, and many will be eligible for additional services. We need a process for that. They're specialised services, and if you're working in thin markets, government has made a commitment that they will be looking after providers when there's a gap. I don't think that will apply to you because of your volume, but I think it is important to remember that if we are providing services to specialised groups, then in fact government will be supporting this. So next steps, make it real. We already have begun talking to your team. Have a strategy planning day, think about the clinical governance. I know that you've already got these things in place. Keep connected with your peak bodies like ACPA, ourselves and Stuart Brown and other legal firms such as Maddocks. Final comments, and I hope I haven't taken up too much of your time, is my advice would be nurture what you're doing, those critical business operations. We know that over the years, our home care services have done quite well. Now's the time that you invest those earnings to ride through this period of uncertainty. I'm positive that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Looking at all areas of your business so that you can become more efficient, and we will be here with you. So thank you all very much. Hope you have a wonderful AGM and that the next year and into the future is going to be just as successful as you have been in the future. Bye for now. Thank you.
Wow. Lorraine has just highlighted the home care reforms that are currently in motion and are quite significant and relevant to St John's, and we sincerely thank her for that comprehensive insight. Ladies and gentlemen, the heart and soul of any community care organisation such as St John's is its dedicated and hard-working staff. We have a number of presentations to make tonight. However, we will begin with a very special presentation to a very special person who has been with St John's Community Care for 25 years, and she has definitely been the heart and soul of our organisation. It is with great pleasure I welcome Effie Bakalakis to come forward.
What an amazing journey, the development of St John's Community Care. In 1997, St John's Respite Centre in the little parish house opened its doors to the public with one part-time coordinator and her puppy in the front yard. We provided centre-based care and 10 multicultural aged care packages. I commenced in 1998 with the Multicultural Access Services covering Cairns, Innisfail, down to Tully, including the Tablelands, and up to Mossman. Client home visits, I would leave at 7 a.m. and returned at 7 p.m. Always came home with fresh produce, lemons, oranges in the boot of the car. Monthly staff meetings were held in the staff personal home. We would all bring something and have a cup of coffee, tea together. When recruiting staff, I would visit the person's home. Reason being, if they had a clean house, they would do a good job at the client's home. You could not disturb the planners every fortnight when processing the staff timesheets for payroll. It took most of the day. As St John's grew, the Red Lynch Centre changed. The back veranda was enclosed for planners, then the side patio was enclosed for activities, and not long after we went upstairs. I completed the Workplace Assessor training course and provided training in the region. I remember going to Ravenshoe Respite Centre and provided cross-cultural workshop. Services were bulk funded with a competitive funding application process. The department allocated the number of clients and what region. St John's carried extra clients as we were very efficient in service delivery. We had a one-page paper-based care plan with their needs, service provision and hours. There were no individual budgets, no financial statements, nor expenditure requests. The planners attended case conferences at the hospital for their clients with the aged care assessment team at 3 months, 6 months, and then they were discharged from the aged care assessment team. In 2006, Cyclone Larry struck. St John's distributed hampers to clients in the affected area. The clients were so appreciative, the Department of Health constantly ringing, ensuring we were all okay. In 2011, at the time of Cyclone Yahtzee, our manager left and I was appointed to the position. We had a less competitive environment and providers worked collaboratively to fill gaps. Quarterly community aged care package providers meetings were held and whoever the host was would cater lunch. They loved coming to Red Lynch for the baklava. Aged Care Network meetings. Ozcare provided the meeting room and St John's took the minutes of meetings. 2015 Consumer Directed Care changed the aged care environment. We restructured to accommodate the new individualised funding. The finance team grew. St John's developed client budgets and monthly financial statements. Then NDIS came along. The disability services area changed. And soon to come is the new Support at Home program. I have every confidence that St John's is already prepared to navigate the new changes next year. St John's has a proven record of implementing change and continuing to maintain a high standard of service provision. It is unique. All other organisations have head office in the big cities. St John's head office is in a regional location. I have been blessed to be part of the St John's journey, starting with the church, daycare and community care. It is a pleasure working in a great organisation. Thank you.
Yes. Big hand for Effie. The best way to understand our journey is to hear it from someone who's been here from the beginning, and we got that from Effie tonight. Thank you, Effie. We now acknowledge and pay tribute to our staff who have worked for St John's Community Care for 5, 10 and 15 years. Please welcome His Grace Bishop Bartholomew to make these presentations.
Everyone that's receiving an award tonight, would you like to just make your way up to the stage? We're just going to be collecting I know there's at least 3 of you here tonight. Was there anyone else? We were hoping to have a few more. So we've got 25 years this year. So Emma, for you, thank you. And Ashley, for you, thank you. And Crystal, where's yours? Right at the front. I can't see it. Oh, there.
Oh, Lynn didn't come.
Yeah, Lynn and Ian as well. So it's just you from Mariva. Get closer. That's great. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. You can see from all the other awards there are many people that have long service with our organisation. And we thank them for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our annual reporting evening. And I sincerely thank you all for your continuing support, assistance and advocacy for the community and the work undertaken by St John's. A warm thank you to His Grace for joining us this evening. As always, we are most grateful for your continued support. I extend a sincere thank you to Lorraine Poulis for her video address. We also acknowledge the support of our funding bodies who make it possible for us to undertake this important work. To our valued clients, thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your lives. Finally, a sincere thank you to the entire St John's Community Care community, each and every one of you, no matter what your position or role, you all play an integral role in our success. Coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. And working together is success. Thank you. Have a safe journey home. But please, on your way out, take a copy of our annual report. Thank you. Where's Lisa?